The reason you're experiencing burnout as a bookkeeper is because of how your business is structured. You have too many clients, you're billing too little, and your clients are highly disorganized. You may be the reason for your own burnout. You may be the reason for your own exhaustion. If you do not identify and address these issues, burnout will leave you feeling drained, overwhelmed, and you will even consider leaving the profession that you love altogether. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I want to go ahead and share with you 7 of the reasons that I have identified as the core reasons why a lot of bookkeepers experience burnout. And then we will move on to see how we can suggest solutions for you so that you can tackle this within your business. Hey there, accountants and bookkeepers. My name is Ida Azefo. I'm an accountant, and you're listening to the Bookkeeping Business Growth podcast, the place where you get one actionable item each episode to help you build a soul-satisfying 6-figure bookkeeping practice without burnout. Today in this video, I want to identify 7 of the reasons why I find that bookkeepers experience burnout. There are reasons for accountants and there are reasons for bookkeepers. In this video, I want to focus on bookkeepers for today. We will do a separate one for accountants. So I'll go down the list real quick and then we're going to come back and see how we address every single one of those things. The first thing I have on my list is that as a bookkeeper, if you are experiencing burnout, it could be because number 1, you have too many clients. Is that a good or bad thing? We're going to get back to it. Number 2 is that you're billing too little. The third thing is that your clients are highly disorganized. Number 4, you're serving clients in multiple niches in various sectors. Number 5, every single one of your clients uses a different accounting or bookkeeping software. So you're serving clients who are using multiple types of accounting software and all of them are being served by you. That means you have to learn different softwares that you need to implement for the bookkeeping for your clients, and that causes burnout in its own. Number 6 reason why you might be experiencing burnout is that you do not set your priorities right. You got to set your priorities and then you make your business work around that. And number 7 is trying to do everything alone. As a solopreneur, you're trying to do everything alone. Let's go down and I'm going to pick a couple of those and we will address them. For the issue of too many clients, if you are honest to yourself, you're going to see that there are a lot of clients that you know are bad for your business, but you are sticking on to those clients out of fear, not out of the desire to do work for them. And let me explain that. Sometimes you might be too scared of losing the revenues from one client or from a couple of clients that you want to stick onto all of them and just get a little bit that you can get from every single person. You're doing a disservice to yourself and you're doing a disservice to the clients because the kind of attention that you need to give to every single one of them, that you are capable of giving to every single one of them at a higher value, at a higher level, you're not doing that because your attention is not enough for each of them. So if you already have too many clients in your practice, this is the opportunity for you to review your client list. See who are the clients that you actually enjoy working with. Who are the clients that bring in the most revenue in your business? And is there an intersection between those clients you enjoy working with and the clients that bring revenues to your business? If that intersection exists, it usually does, then those are the clients that you want to stick with. And you need to fire bad clients. It's a tough thing, but it's something that needs to be done. And I'm going to create a separate video talking about how to fire bad clients. But in this case, the first thing is just to identify those clients that you want to stop working with and narrow down your list. Number 2, billing too little. In taking care of number 1, which is the clients, and focusing on the people that you enjoy working with, you would realize that the people who are at the bottom of that list are also the people that you're probably billing the least amount of dollars to. And those are the people who usually demand the most amount of attention. So getting rid of those people is already going to address part of the issue of billing too little because those bottom feeders are going to be out and you're going to focus on the higher value clients that you have. Now, when you have those higher value clients, you need to look in and see what are the areas of service that I can offer additionally to this client? What extra value can I bring into them? And once you identify those areas, now it's up to you to be able to present it to your client to say, hey, these are the things I currently do for you. These are the other things that are not being done because nobody is taking care of them. This is how I can plug myself into this situation and take care of it. And this is what it's going to cost you. this is not just a verbal conversation you're going to have. You need to do your homework and you need to see what are the things that you can actually do as added value to your clients and what's the dollar equivalent to that in terms of what are they willing to pay for the time that you're going to put in and the value you're going to bring to it. That way, you're going to be able to address your billing issues with the higher value clients. The third thing I talked about was disorganized clients. What you would also find is that there is an intersection between the disorganized clients and the clients I spoke about in number 1 and number 2. Your disorganized clients are usually the ones who demand the most attention, pay the least amount, and are not even ideal for your business. But let's say in the rare situation that your good clients are actually the ones that are disorganized, then you have the opportunity to give a value-added service right here. This is a situation, this is a place where you are able to add value to your clients just by creating a lot more structure in their stuff. Because truth be told, your client doesn't care about bookkeeping. They do it or they get it done because it needs to be done. And so if you can make it less painful for them so they don't have to deal with certain things and you take on that work for them, the good clients, the clients who value what you do are willing to pay you to take care of that. So it's time for you to dig a little bit deeper. Figure out what are the things I could do additionally to bring value to these clients that I like to work with, and how do you get compensated for that? The fourth thing I spoke about is serving clients who use different accounting softwares, or different bookkeeping softwares, and you trying to work with all of those. I am fortunate in the fact that, or in the sense that when I started doing accounting and bookkeeping right here in Canada, I worked with a firm that only used one software, QuickBooks. And so in a lot of my videos and a lot of my audios, you're going to hear me talking about QuickBooks. It's not because I'm promoting QuickBooks. I don't get anything from them. It's simply because it's a tool that I have used for the longest while. It's a tool that works. The thing that I count as a good fortune when I got into the field is that the company I used to work for at the time had all their clients using QuickBooks Desktop. So if you wanted to become a client in that firm, you had to be switched over to QuickBooks Desktop. That became one of the value-added services that we even offered. Because a lot of those clients, their books were out of order. Number one, that's the reason why they wanted somebody to take care of it. And they were willing to pay to get those things, the books in order. And for us, it's like, if you're coming over to us, you're going to get onto this software. We're going to take care of whatever that transition is going to be. So one of the services that we then continued to offer was switching files over from one software to QuickBooks, whatever software. You don't need to learn all those softwares. You just need to be able to get a particular set of reports. And those reports are then brought in. You create a system that allows you to bring them into the software that you want to use. So I'm not saying go use QuickBooks. I'm saying whatever software you choose and you're familiar with, ideally get all your clients on that one so that you don't have to figure out the ins and outs of different kinds of software. You just need to be a pro at the software that you use, and then you're serving your clients' needs by using that particular tool that you are great at. In my case, that is QuickBooks. I know QuickBooks in and out. I know it. You can wake me up from my sleep and you ask me a question about it, I can answer that. And so when a client has an issue, it's like either this account doesn't balance. I know where to look. I know what the mistakes could be. But if I had to go figure out how to use different kinds of softwares, then I need to figure out, number one, is it my understanding of the software that's causing this thing? Is it my lack of understanding of the software that's causing this thing? Or is it actually an accounting or a bookkeeping problem? So in bringing all your clients to one particular kind of software for bookkeeping and accounting, you would reduce your burnout. You would be more valuable to your clients because you become the expert who can help them solve whatever problem that they have in that thing. So if you're currently still serving clients across different platforms, different softwares for bookkeeping, you need to seriously consider this. You need to move over to one. And there is an opportunity in there for you to give a value-added service to your clients. Again, I'm not advocating for you to invent work. I'm saying if you truly believe in what you're offering to them and you truly see that this is going to be of greater value to your clients, then you owe it to them to make that happen for them. Everything I've talked about here today, I go deeper in them in my program, Growth Hub for Bookkeepers, which is a platform which I created to help bookkeepers and accountants who want to build their soul-satisfying six-figure bookkeeping practice without burnout. If that's something that speaks to you, check the link somewhere in the description below. Go click on it and I'll see you on the inside. And then we spoke about serving clients across different industries. This is specifically related to picking a niche. And in picking a niche, there's pros and cons to it. There are people on both sides of the avenue saying pick a niche and don't pick a niche and all whatnot. You know what? In the grand scheme of things, if you want to think about your burnout and you want to think about the alignments that you have with the work that you do, you want to go in on clients in a particular kind of activity. So if you decide to pick on people who are in the construction industry, it's easy to get more and more clients within that same place because one construction guy has a conversation with another construction guy and they have issues with bookkeeping or they are looking for an accountant or bookkeeper. Guess who they're going to recommend? You. So if you decide to go with people in construction, they have a certain list of needs that they have. They have some reports that need to be done occasionally. They have very specific things to them. Now, let's say you're doing that. And then you choose to get people in real estate as well. And you choose to get people who do inventory. And you choose to get people who do services and IT and everything. You all over the place. It's hard to systematize your practice. It's hard to create some structure around what you do and create some packaged services for your clients. So you end up being a jack of all trades and a master of none in a way. Yes, you're good at bookkeeping, but you don't master any of the industries. So that is also a cause of burnout for you. So if you want to deal with that, I highly encourage you to pick people in a particular industry. Construction is a great place to go. Real estate is a great place to go. If you want to deal with people in services, even if you don't narrow it to, let's say, IT services, but you just deal with people who do services as a whole, it's so much easier to handle that. And you would be very grateful to yourself for having done that. And your clients then are more likely to refer people to you because they know that, hey, Mary is the person who does bookkeeping or accounting for construction, for example. They know you as that. And I'm going to quickly go through the 6th and the 7th points. Number 6 is about setting priorities for yourself. I'm all about creating a business that aligns with your core values, with your purpose, with who you are. If you are a parent and spending quality time with your kids, or with your spouse or with your family is something that is important to you, you need to create a business that allows you to be able to do those things. If those are priorities for you, you need to make them priorities. And once you've created those priorities, you then have to find the time to make sure that those priorities remain priorities. And how do you get to do that? Is by taking care of all the other things that I already mentioned. If you're serving too many clients, you don't have time to go spend with your kids. If you're billing too little, you don't have the money to allow you the liberty to do the things that you want to do. If your clients are highly disorganized, you are dealing with their mess, and then you still need to go deal with organizing your kids, organizing your family. That is a lot. If you're dealing with clients who use multiple kinds of softwares, again, everything transfers back to you as the person. So the amount of burnout or overwhelm or drain that you're carrying with you, it goes to obstruct those other things that you have set up as priorities for you. So you need to clearly identify, what are the things that are priorities for me? Do I want to create a business that allows me to not only do the work that I do, but also live the life that I want to live? And if those two things matter to you, you need to identify, what are the things that I want in life, and how does this business serve not only the client, but serves what I want as well in life. And you need to have those two things working hand in hand. And that's where you build a business that is quote unquote soul satisfying for you, because it fits the soul. It doesn't drain from you. It adds value to you, and you add value to the people around you, be they in the personal life or in your professional life. Those things have to align. And the final thing is trying to do everything by yourself. This is for the solopreneurs out there, for people who are lower than the 6-figure mark and trying to get there. It's absolutely possible to go low to mid 6 figures all by yourself. Even up to like 350,000. It's possible to go all the way there all by yourself if you get all these other things right. But you can't do everything alone. As a bookkeeper, as a solopreneur, there are certain things that I can guarantee you do not have to do them by yourself. The things have to get done, but they don't have to be done by you. So you need to learn how to delegate. You need to learn how to eliminate the things that don't need to be done. You delegate the things that can be delegated, and you do the things that can only be done by you. We will dive into a separate video about that particular aspect, and some of the other aspects we've touched in this episode, I will dive into them separately in other episodes. But if you've listened so far and you love this, check out the video right here next to me. I think you'll love it.